Welcome back, everyone. I hope everyone closed out the week strong. We had another kind of flat day in the market. Not a whole lot of movement. We end up with the NASDAQ, the S&P, and the Dow up just slightly on the day, but just barely. Overall, pretty flat day. But we're going to go over our ROI for the week, but I really want to talk about something. I've had a bunch of questions about it here lately, and I kind of wanted to address that a little bit. And that is, how do I start investing if I'm broke? And let me start off by saying, I am broke. If you're out there, if you're an investor and you're not broke, then you're not very good at your job, because you should always be broke. You should be looking for that next deal. As soon as you got the money for that next deal, you should be putting that money out there, acquiring more money, and building up the next deal. That's what I'm always doing. I've got a pipeline full of deals. If I had $100 million, I could not fulfill the deals that I'm looking at right now. And so I'm always broke. So if I can come up with money, you can come up with money. So let's talk about my 3 favorite ways to come up with money and how you could acquire money to get started investing right now. Now, number 1 is I've got sources of income. I've got trading accounts that make me reliable weekly income. I've got my rental properties. I've got businesses that bring in weekly income, monthly income. And for you, maybe you don't have that pipeline filled yet. Maybe it's your job. Maybe that is your weekly income. And if you can't start setting aside part of that to be able to get out there and start investing, well, then that's the first problem. I don't care if you're out there making $10 an hour, you should be setting aside a portion of that to be able to invest with. And for those people that say, oh, well, if I just made more money, then I could set something aside. If you're making $10 an hour and can't set it aside, then you won't set anything aside when you're making 12 or when you're making 15. It's just nature of the beast. I've seen it happen too many times. You've got to start setting that money aside to be able to start investing. So that's the first source. You just start setting money aside. As you start building up and getting more sources of income, getting more streams coming in, then it just allows you to be able to build up a larger amount quicker. But the process is exactly the same. Now, the second means for me, because I do have rental properties and stuff, if I need to go out and get a big amount of money to invest into something, maybe I refinance a property. Now, I don't just refinance properties all the time. I try to do it whenever the market's high, like this past year, refinance anything that was ready to go. But if I needed to get my hands on some money, well, that's an option I may go for. Now, maybe you don't have rental property, so you say, well, how can I do it? Maybe you own your own home. If you do own your own home, I would highly suggest go checking out something like a HELOC loan. HELOCs are great because they give you kind of a revolving line of credit that you can borrow, put it to work, start paying that money back, and then as you pay that balance down, that just gives you more money you can pull out yet again. So that is always a great idea. But maybe you don't own your own home. Maybe you've got a 401k or something from a job that you've worked. Now, if you've been following me, I don't like 401ks. And one of the reasons I don't like them is, they may charge you 10% to pull that money out. But that's okay. Okay? Don't let anyone tell you I can't pull out my 401k because it's going to cost me 10%. Because if you've got a good deal that you can go out and make 20, 30, 40% on that, why would you worry about losing 10% when you're going to make back? You're not losing 10% by pulling it out. You're actually losing maybe 20, 30% by leaving it in there if you're not doing the deal. So if you've got an old 401k and you've got a good deal that you could get in on, by all means, that is a great source of income that a lot of people out there have. And then finally, let's talk about my third, and this is my favorite way of being able to invest. And that is raising capital. Okay? Now you might say, Josiah, I don't know how to raise capital. Well, then my advice to you is go out and learn. And the reason this is my favorite, follow me for just a minute here. The reason this is my favorite is because if you've been following me, you know that I believe to be truly successful, you've got to learn how to help other people. So if I can raise capital and make money for more people than just myself, then I'm getting to help other people, and I enjoy that. I've got some friends of mine that are investors that would never raise a dime because they're like, why would I bring someone else into my deal and cut out those profits for myself? Well, my way of thinking is, if I've got a deal for $100,000 and I can bring in 10 people at $10,000 each, and I can make us all $5,000, then that is a great deal to me because I just made 10 people 50% on their money. That made someone else's day. That helped out other people besides myself, and I still made money. And that's the kind of deals I like to make. I like to make deals where I get to help other people in the process. So, by all means, go out, learn how to raise money. It's not just something that, people do because, I don't have money, so I've got to go try to take money from other people. If you're thinking that you have to take money, then you don't have a good deal. But if you can go out there and raise money, put it into something that you know is going to make money and make everybody money, then that, to me, is a great deal within itself. That's not only a great investment, but that is a good way to help other people. And by helping other people, you get to help yourself in the process. And that's the way I like to do business. So hit that like button if you found this helpful, if this maybe gave you some ideas on how you can get out there and get started investing. And if you want more information, subscribe to the channel and definitely hit the top link below this video. Join the Discord. I don't think that there's a better value for your money anywhere. Getting back to the week though, Friday we closed out the week at 34.2% ROI on our money for the week. Super happy about that. That's what I got for you. Until next time, be blessed, and remember, never trade with your emotions, always trade by the